So today I want to cover a rare and discontinued fragrance that you can actually purchase at the time of you clicking on this video and watching it. So I can't speak for this in the future. Chances are this is going to go out of stock pretty quickly. But I've never had a chance to talk about this fragrance on the channel before because by the time I got my own bottle of it, and this was months ago, it had already been discontinued. It had already been out of stock. Basically, I was late to the party on this one, and I was frustrated about it because, well, I really like it, and I couldn't talk to you guys about it. I mean, this is the first time you have ever seen this fragrance on my channel. Haven't featured it in any list, haven't featured it in any review, nothing. I don't even think I've probably even talked about it. It's Roberto Cavalli Uomo La Notte. And like I said, I really don't like talking about things and you know, especially in a positive way when you can't buy them, but you can buy this right now. So today, finally, I'm going to be able to just put my my opinion out there on this one and have it live on forever on the channel. And we're going to be going over this one. I'm going to tell you how it smells, how it performs, what it compares to when you can wear it. Just give you a very general and brief rundown here so you can decide if this is something you're going to want to pick up. I will link it down below for you. There's also a few other great deals running over there right now. Some stuff that's a little bit hard to get as well. So use those links to get to shopping, pick up some rare stuff. Like I said, this doesn't come around often. They don't make this anymore. So in a way, this is a little piece of history that you have the chance to own right now. So let's start off with how this fragrance smells. Very focused on the leather in this scent here. It's not a leather accord as in something like Tom Ford Tuscan leather or something, which, you know, is a very strong and somewhat animalic leather. If I had to compare it to a leather accord, it would be more like maybe slightly an ombre leather, sticking with that trend. Or blatantly, a fragrance that this smells very similar to, which is also discontinued, by the way, is CH Men Privé. So the leather in here is not too strong. It's not animalic. It's not overbearing. It's also mixed with a whiskey note or accord here in CH Men Privé. You know, there's also a little bit of tonka and I believe cardamom in this one. And those notes are also supporting here in La Notte. So there are definitely some heavy similarities here between the two. La Notte doesn't really have that whiskey boozy accord or anything like that, but it does have the leather to a heavy extent with some other sweet notes. And so again, both of these here not being produced anymore. This DNA is just kind of going away. It's withering away to nothing, right? There's not going to be very many people walking around smelling like either of these anymore because you just can't get them anymore very easily. And in a way, it also reminds me a little bit of the original CH Men. So you kind of get the heavier, sweeter notes in that rich leather from Privé, but then you get some of the freshness here, kind of like the clary sage in the mid, the bergamot lavender up top, just kind of the fresher notes, the fresher aromatics that kind of remind me of CH Men, the original. Now this one does have leather, also has sugar and grass and stuff like that, so it's always been a very unique scent, and I just think that this one kind of combines elements from each of those two fragrances. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it is a flanker to the original, and I do get a little bit of the original. This one has like violet and honey and tonka and some other sweet notes, and I kind of get just a little bit of a similar texture and feel to the original Uomo, so it really ties back together here. This is a very diverse and well-rounded scent. So I've already touched on this mostly here, but I will take a look at the full note breakdown. We've got bergamot and lavender up top, cardamom, clary sage, and black pepper in the mid, leather, tonka bean, and patchouli in the base. I'm reading that directly off FRAGRANCEBY.CA, just giving you what the brand gives us. And it's a really accurate, solid note breakdown. I get the overwhelming majority of what they have listed here, that leather, the tonka, even some of the patchouli later on, further into the dry down. I just sprayed this before starting the video just so I could go over it along with you guys. I won't pick up on that patchouli until a little while later after I'm done shooting this video. It takes a little while to come out, but I do really like the different layers and different transitions that this one goes through. It really has kind of an interesting and somewhat addictive smell to it all around. And actually for me, I do pick up on what I would equate to smell a little bit like a violet leaf, slight bit kind of like what's found again in the original Roberto Cavalli Uomo, and just some other fragrances out there. If you've smelled like Tom Ford Ombre Leather, right, or any other violet leaf fragrance, it's a very distinct note, and oftentimes there aren't too many variations from what I've smelled. So if you smell a violet leaf in one scent, you can pick it up in just about every other fragrance that actually uses it. And there's not going to be too many differences. Everything from Burberry Touch, a cheapie, to some more expensive ones. Quality can be different, of course, but that type of accord and how it smells is really easy to pick up on once you have a grasp of what it actually smells like. And to me, I get just a tiny little bit of that in here, even though it's not listed. It's part of what kind of gives it a little bit of a fresh bump and a fresh balance. Now, this one is an eau de toilette, which surprised me. I would have guessed that it was an eau de parfum, and I kind of wish it was. However, I'm not too beat up over it because it's actually got solid, respectable performance. On my skin, it's every bit of a 7.5, 8 hour scent. And it seems like a lot of people kind of have a similar experience with this one, which is good, right? I really can't complain about that level of performance there. That's definitely above average. And that does better than CH Men and CH Men Privé on a lot of people's skin. So, for me, again, it really does well, and I can't complain. That being said, projection is significantly lower. Really doesn't push out much at all. I mean, when I have this on my hand, like I can't smell it right now. I really gotta get in close to smell it. That being said, if you do spray it heavily, it will start to produce a little bit of a scent trail, and it will linger in the air a little bit. But I don't want you to get your hopes up here. Longevity is its strong suit, and projection is not. This is going to be a personal scent. So it's one of those deals where if you're someone who, craves like just strong projecting, like Versace Eros type of things, you're going to be disappointed with the projection of this one. So it's something to keep in mind. If you don't really want that, if you want something that's more refined, maybe you yourself are the type of person who just wants a wearing experience that's, more personal and people have to get closer to smell you, then this is about perfect for that. Because once people do get into your personal bubble and they're able to smell this one, it's going to draw them in even more just because they're going to be trying to figure out what this is, because they haven't smelled this often, I can tell you that. And especially now as time goes on, it's going to be even more rare for people to smell something like this out in the wild. Quality is also fantastic. I've been impressed with all of the Roberto Cavalli fragrances, everything from that original to Silver Essence to Deep Desire. They all have exceptional quality for the price, and they're all unique and have their own thing going on. Now, again, this one here is similar smelling to a couple other popular fragrances, right? But it still has its own twist, its own unique take, and I always respect that. And look, if they want to kind of take inspiration from something and just kind of work their way into it in a different way, I'm all for it. I even like clones. You guys know I talk about clones here on the channel. I don't have a problem with that if it comes to getting something that is a clone of something that you can't buy anymore at all, it's discontinued, or just an affordable alternative. Everything has its place. In this instance here, they reworked it, they changed it up, and unfortunately now this and what they were cloning is discontinued, which sucks, but it's still nice to have around. Really like the smell of this one. I love this DNA, CH Men Privé, love that stuff. Just nostalgic fragrances. They really are something different, both of those. And it sucks that Privé's discontinued. CH Men still going strong, which kind of surprises me, honestly, because I felt like Privé was the better seller, but whatever. So yeah, Roberto Cavalli, Uomo, La Notte. Hit the link down below, scoop yours up while you can. It's been out for a day or two, I believe, up for grabs. So I don't know how much there is going to be left, but I would just jump in there and pick it up while you can. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.